Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Botch Pit.
Hello.
Final chapter of our first session.
So, shit show.
So,
Literally.
Just so we get caught up here, they were introduced. Lenny's sire was an idiot. They were trusted to go out on their own. They are to meet with the prince. On the way to meet with the prince, they knew that that Alexander had to feed. That went south in a number of different ways. Please check the previous 2 podcasts for that. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 of the Feeding Frenzy Chronicle. Because it just went really awkward and really hilarious, which is part of the reason I love Vampire Masquerade 5th Edition.
You just love torturing me.
I do. So, through torturous ordeals, chaos, and evacuation of bowels from a dead body inside of a very expensive car, we now find ourselves with our protagonists going forward to meet with the prince. Now, they see that the address they were given is an old abandoned apartment complex. You guys double check the address. You have it correct. Yes, Lenny.
Before we get there,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stab that burner.
Are you sure you want to already do that before he has a chance to call you and confirm you that things were taken care of?
Also, that burner is not, as long as you're not mentioning anything about the Masquerade, it should be fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
No vampire talk. No vampire talk. You're not supposed to even have one, but if it's a burner that you can get rid of, most burners don't have GPSs.
Okay.
At least to the best of your knowledge.
Okay.
Remember, you're not the smartest kindred out there.
Yeah.
Alright.
But you were also given it.
Huh?
He was also given it, wasn't he?
Never said anything about it.
Oh.
It's just one of those little Walmart $20 to $30
Yeah.
track phones. Alright.
But before we go in, I'm gonna put it on mute.
On mute?
Or like on vibrate.
Okay.
Or off.
Alright.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good call. Let me shut up.
Is there a cover in this car? Like a rain cover or anything?
No.
You said there's nothing in there.
Okay.
Why?
Because we're not rolling up in an appropriate vehicle to this area.
Cambridge?
Cambridge absolutely is totally fine.
But with an abandoned apartment for that?
Well, it's still, even though it's an
Alright.
abandoned apartment,
Oh, okay.
it looks like there's like a notice on the front glass that says, you know, this building condemned asbestos or some crap.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Joke's on them, we're already dead.
That's right. You guys don't need to worry about that.
I can hop it for fun.
Yes, you can. If that so tickles your fancy.
I have a particular taste.
Alright. So, you guys are... What are you doing? You stand before the place. The rain is still coming down.
Clean up. Get
out.
myself back in order.
Open the door.
Okay.
Damn.
Yep.
Thank you. Well, must be waiting. Did he say where we were meeting him?
Inside the abandoned
Okay.
apartment.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Let's head inside.
Okay.
Do we have... Is there anybody watching any of the doors or anything?
Nope. Not that you can see.
Huh. Is this the correct apartment?
Matches the address on the card.
Okay. That's all that was written there? Is the address the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Be on our best behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Walking in.
Alright.
Or approaching.
Alright, when you guys both get in there, you see the lobby's empty. There's a flickering light, fluorescent, and an elevator stall to the left. And it's one of those ones that has like the
gate.
the gate that opens and closes.
Oh, the old ones.
Yeah.
I've been in one of those. It's sketchy.
I believe that.
And that's where the light is?
I was too, actually, when I was in Brazil. What's that?
And that's where the light is?
Oh, there's one in there, too, as well.
Okay.
How well lit is the place?
Not very.
Okay, cool.
It's well lit, but not enough. I mean, it's not... Let me rephrase that. You can see okay. I know you want an excuse to use your power.
Yeah, I do.
You'll get your turn.
Okay.
Do you really want to add hunger dice just to add it?
No.
You have to rouse the beast to do that.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So, Give me 1 second, guys.
Spike.
Okay. So you're heading up. It goes up. That's my impression of a gated elevator sound. And as you reach the top, you see it's like a very large studio apartment almost. Like the entire floor looks like one. Kind of a bohemian style that a lot of artists would have had during the 70s. Very Andy Warhol.
Yeah, welcome to Cambridge.
But it looks, again, like everything else I said earlier, it's dilapidated. It looks worn down. There was fuzzy carpet there once. You can already tell, like shag carpet, but it's worn thin. And as you look around, you see a young man sitting in a chair and an older gentleman flanking him to the left. And you recognize, very quickly that it is Prince Jasper Brooks and Seneschal Enrique Peaks. And they're like, glad you could join us. The Seneschal holds a watch out for the other younger kid to see. He goes, and punctual. I like it.
Thank you.
Of course. He kind of gestures, and the gentleman steps. The older gentleman steps to the side, pulls out 2 chairs, one for each of you, and then he goes and grabs another one for himself as well. Mm-hmm. And he sits. Roll your wits and etiquette. All right, so you notice that the gentleman beside him, the older gentleman, he doesn't ask the prince's permission to seat himself. He just does it. Mm-hmm. And normally you figure that would be a rude sort of thing to do, but you notice the prince doesn't even blink at it.
Yeah. Probably.
You see, you wouldn't be too familiar, but you are. You've heard the term seneschal mentioned. And in this instance, the seneschal is an advisor to the prince. However, in many situations, such as this, while the seneschal could have tried to attain the title of prince, he preferred not to. He stepped to the side and let his child take the position of prince.
Okay.
And you realize that a lot of things have happened similar-ish to this since the beckoning. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with the beckoning? Have I told you about this yet?
No.
Me, yes.
Okay. So in Vampire the Masquerade, there was very much one of the problems with the other editions of Vampire the Masquerade. 2 major problems. One is elders. They were really old, really powerful-ass vampires. And the older you get, the tougher you get. Which makes it really hard to get any sort of position of authority if the boss never dies. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you work in corporate and you have a district manager. Mm-hmm. You're probably not getting district manager until another one gets fired.
Yeah.
Think of it like that, except for they never get fired and they never die. And they just find ways to keep making the young ones their slaves. What happened is there was an event some years back in Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition where all of the really older vampires, they got this sudden urge, and they're not able to really fight it either, to just leave and go somewhere. Specifically, no one really knows what's going on with them. They literally just up and left. They left their castles. They left their mansions. They left their ghouls and their families and their children. They left everything behind and they just went off on this pilgrimage. Or just gone. Nobody knows why. They just left. Now what that means is there's a lot of political instability. A lot of people are like, oh shit, there's positions. Some of them even lie and say that they're, that their bosses, their primogens, their elders, they're in their castles and stuff like that. They just don't want to come out, and they're now speaking for him. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you have a big power vacuum. And recently, you're aware of this. About 1.5 years ago was when the Prince of Boston just up and disappeared.
Gotcha. Okay,
and left.
So it's been 1.5 years.
And this gentleman and his older sire, who was not pulled away by the beckoning because he's not quite that old.
I've only been accustomed to it for a year then.
Huh?
I've only been accustomed to the power vacuum for a year then.
Right. During this time, people stepped up. And this gentleman stepped up and he managed to land the position of prince. And he quickly appointed Primogen as advisors. Among them is your sire. He's the Primogen of the Ventrue. And he took his sire as his seneschal, his advisor. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of understand why he wasn't expecting any sort of pleasantries for the seneschal to take a seat without permission.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to.
Mhm.
And while he may be the prince and he is the authority, the seneschal is just as respected, really.
Yes.
The prince is number one, but the seneschal is like 1A or 1B. Like, it's, All right. And you just figure that the old guy's tougher, so he just doesn't care. That's just your opinion. You're like, the bigger guy, he's just must be more strong.
Yeah.
All right. So you sit there and they're like, so, we assume you found the place with no trouble.
Not at all.
Give me a wits plus subterfuge roll.
Wait, does he mean the
He meant
card?
got here with no trouble.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he meant the address.
Well, what are you going to say, though?
Oh.
He tilts his head a little bit when you do the pause.
Unfortunately, there was a small hiccup.
What hiccup? You've only been out from under the thumb for 4 hours?
Yep.
What happened? You know what? Let us not waste time. Is it taken care of?
It will be, yes.
It will be or it is?
It's being taken care of.
And I will see to it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. He goes, please remember, you will not only be held accountable, so will your sires.
Absolutely.
All right, well, not with risk of souring my mood, allow me to explain why I've summoned you here tonight. He's like, so you're aware that the presence in Boston is vastly Camarilla.
Yes.
We have a foothold here. We are not planning on letting up. We feel, for the most part, that we have driven the anarch presence in Boston out. And we thought we had up until a couple of nights ago. And we've had a couple of dissenters within the ranks. It seems like they're going around and recruiting from within. The problem is they're not taking their recruits and leaving. They're recruiting and the recruits are staying. We've had to stake no less than 10 vampires in the past couple of evenings for conspiring against us. The Camarilla in Boston.
How many? Sorry, what kind of people were at the party from the last night? Out of character.
Oh, out of character?
Yeah.
The Camarilla were all that was invited.
Okay. And they might be, and you said they might be dissenters from within?
Yes. It's not a might be, there are.
You saw those 2 individuals last night, did you not?
I did.
What 2 individuals?
They were at your party, hiding off in the corner, talking amongst themselves. They seemed to take an interest in the 2 of us.
Interesting. All right. Well, then.
I don't know what description we could have given of them.
I mean, one had dark hair. One had light hair.
Yeah. Whatever description could have been provided was something at least that we noticed.
One had dark hair and looked Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was very Aryan looking, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Hey, look, that one went Super Saiyan.
Of course, it could have been just.
We've got full weeb. Turn the car around. All right.
Of course, it could have been over the full promotion of what was happening, but just something of note.
Well, we have heard word that 2 of the more well-known anarchs in Boston have been making their presence known. It would not have been too difficult, I suppose, for them to work their way in last night, especially with the debacle that some of our less trained beasts performed with. Okay. Well, I digress. It matters not at the moment. Allow me to explain where you come into this.
Yes, Your Highness.
I wager that being younger neonates, if you will, it's a lot easier for you 2 to get around the city unnoticed. Make connections that we cannot. Maybe we have 2 more dissenters within the ranks. Wouldn't the anarchs just love it if the childer of one of the Primogen were to take the place in the anarch movement? Bringing with him a bit of muscle and danger. Are you picking up what I am saying?
Yes.
Are you?
What's my intelligence?
2. Roll your. Give me an intelligence plus politics roll.
Do I get the hurt stuff?
It's too bad there's no beats.
Damn it. I'm so mad at that. I'm so mad at that, actually.
You both would have gotten it a few minutes ago because the way you were like, yes, Your Highness, and then you did this like, how dumb am I? Take a beat.
1.
You kind of get it. You're like, are you hinting that you want us to go undercover? He's like, I'm not hinting, Bartleby. I'm telling you that your job is to maintain the positions you already have, but to leak the information to the right sources that you're not fully content being within the Camarilla. Now, I must warn you, that does come with a bit of danger.
Of course.
Tell me, what danger do you think that would be? What dangers?
Could create an opening for them to try and assault any of the higher-ups, as well as maybe even lose us territory.
Well, I figure they'd not have the audacity to outright attack us at the moment. Here are the dangers that it would present. Or unless you have any thoughts?
No, sir.
That does not surprise me. Well, he kind of turns and goes,
I'll take another imaginary beat.
he goes, well,
Beating him up there.
he goes, when you run the risk of trying to label yourself as an anarch, you could draw the ire of more loyal Camarilla, who may think you're traitors.
Of course.
It runs the risk of you being found out if the anarchs pick up on the fact that you are not indeed looking to join their faction, to destroy your sires and take your place beside them.
Yes.
Are you? So you're aware of the dangers.
Much more clear.
All right, well, as it stands, what conscious objections would you have to this plan? That's a spike.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, Boundary Microphone. I know that was loud.
None, as is your wish.
How about you, Enforcer? Speak your mind. I give you full leave of speaking your mind. It's better we get these things out of the way.
I just tell it, just point us in the direction. We'll take care of it.
All right. Well, then, my recommendation would be to find where the kine tend to gather and start looking around to see who is watching them and hunting them. Look for the less savory parts of town, the places that our kind, the Camarilla, may frequent less so than others. But please bear in mind that we are alpha predators. We do get around. But I must also point out something. You are missing a very valuable part of this conversation. Both of you roll your wits plus politics.
Four.
I got 1.
You got 1 on the hunger die.
I know.
I got 4.
Huh?
4.
You got 4?
Yeah. The zeros only count as doubles when it's 2 zeros, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then it's 4.
Hi, bud.
All right. So,
what's the bad news bears when it comes to...
yeah, we got to do a hunger roll.
What is...
Hopefully you get off easy. God.
It just sits there in his stomach.
How did you... just so everybody's paying attention here, he just got a bestial failure on a politics roll. Because he's in front of the prince. And like father, like son.
Purple the Durple.
Durple the Durple.
Not enough successes to reach the difficulty or... Ooh.
Where's the random stat? The random...
Must act out of compulsion.
Yeah, there's a chart. Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on.
Okay, compulsions are 208.
I rolled a 1.
Hunger.
Oh, you just get an extra hunger die?
The archetypal compulsion with... Here, you're faster.
Oh, thanks,
There's no reason for me to read it. Start hitting on the prince.
All right. Are you gonna try to? Suddenly, you get overwhelmed by your hunger, like overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna start begging the prince for you to go and leave and go feed, or do you want to continue to try to finish off these actions at a -2 die penalty for everything you do? He got hunger, by the way, as his compulsion with that roll. Again, bestial failure during a politics roll while speaking to the prince. Because if you're going to do it, god damn it, you do it right. For the record, the only other bestial failure that we've had tonight was when his sire was rolling a politics thing to speak to the prince. New rule. The gangrel aren't allowed to speak to the prince. Apparently. What do you want to do? You gotta try and fight this hunger back and just deal with it at a 2 die penalty? Or you're gonna be like, I gotta go. I gotta eat. Please let me go. Please let me go. What are you doing?
Let's see how far down the rabbit hole goes.
You're gonna try to fight it? Yeah, it's a good call. That's the right call. Okay.
Another measure.
So you notice that he just kind of goes, and like, you see that his fangs descend just a little bit, and then they quiver and go back up.
Not again.
It's like on the shag carpet, it still squeaks.
Just out of nervous habit, just playing with my or just making sure my cufflinks are tight. Oh boy. Did you really?
No, it's okay though. It's not anything major. All right.
God, I really hate that.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
It's like one of those
I know.
little things that just...
I'm already used to it though, because I like them because they look like the old vampire dice. All right, so you can't think of anything but how hungry you are. You're fighting through that red fog of... You just gotta feed, man. You're starving. You get an extra hunger die, by the way. You realize that out of the conversation you had, the one thing you never did was talk about what you wanted out of it.
That's very true.
So, what are you doing?
Yes.
The prince is looking at you with a slight smirk.
What we get out of it.
All right, well, tell me, Neonate, what would you like out of it? Let's discuss this. What may I, the Prince of Boston, offer 2 young vampires undertaking such a risky endeavor on your own?
Maybe expanding territory?
Expanding territory? Is that the word?
What's the word? The territory he gifted me.
Well, he didn't remember. If you remember what he said,
Yeah, it was...
he actually said you don't own the territory. He just gave you permission to hunt on it.
Our own territory?
Your own territory. Both you and he territory?
Yeah.
One for the 2 of you to share?
Yes.
Really? The Seneschal speaks up now and he goes, while I appreciate your efforts of unity, might I recommend that you both ask for your own individual territories? And the prince is like, Seneschal. And he's like, child.
Just beats what he can't talk right
And
now.
he kind of, and the prince kind of grimaces a little bit and then tilts in and he goes, as the Seneschal says.
And I'll look over at you.
Give me a.
I tried.
Give me a wits. No, give me a composure in politics -2.
Oh no. It's another hunger die.
I want a burger, man.
Them odds eat nice.
Oh no.
Keep going, man.
Oh no. Was it a composure in politics?
Yeah, composure politics -2.
So wait. I know. So I have 4 die in total.
Yeah.
So roll 2.
2 and 2. Okay.
You have one in politics?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just roll 2. If you have 4 in total,
Oh, excuse me.
and then it's -2, you just roll 2.
And that's only hunger die.
So why are you rolling 3? Or are you rolling 4? Your
What is your
bad?
Your
I
composure
know.
is
I thought you had to add.
because you said -2.
Yeah.
So it would
Right. Wow.
Hunger die don't add to your dice pool. They replace your dice pool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's been doing that wrong this whole time.
No, I haven't.
Okay, the way you
I
said
just,
it.
I just
Yeah.
think my brain's shutting down.
Da, da, da. You just go. "Ah." You just literally go. "Ah." And the princess will go. Are you? The prince is like, Bartleby, are you okay? He's like, what is wrong with you?
Roll again.
For what?
I don't know. Composure.
All right, yeah, roll your composure again.
Why am I doing this?
Well, no, because maybe you can pull your shit together.
That's one die.
I'm giving you a chance.
Is it a politics or something? Please let him have politics.
No, at this point it's just composure.
Streetwise.
No, composure.
Give him some streetwise too. Give him composure and streetwise.
Why are you taking additional dice?
Because like no,
Give
if
it
it's
to
one- yeah,
So roll 1 die then.
yeah.
Roll 1.
Okay.
It's just 1 hunger. 1 hunger.
Sorry.
We're going to keep grabbing it.
I don't know. Stop yelling at me.
Oh man. It's not a 1. No. They're just like. They're like, all right. So let's wrap up this meeting. You may get territory, and should you so wish, you may grant him permission to hunt on it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He is obviously not ready for his own territory.
Can I do one more?
Yes.
I will give you one more chance.
I'm gonna regret this. I already know it.
I'll give you one more chance.
Oh no.
Oh my god! All right. You managed to go. What are you saying? You managed to get your shit together for a minute. What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Your Highness. The hunger took me over for a second.
Did you not feed? What happened?
The trouble we ran into earlier just kind of got me hungry.
All right. So, what do you wish to add to this conversation?
What I want out of this?
Yes.
My own charter.
Your own charter. Huh. You want your own club?
Yes.
You gotta. So be it. Should you wish, should you succeed, you may have your own charter, and you may have your own territory with which to hunt, which you may grant permission to as you wish.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Highness.
So, you are dismissed. Remember to keep this quiet from everybody, with the exception of your sire.
Okay.
However, Sebastian is to not know of this. Are we
Yes.
clear?
Yes, sir.
Especially of your desire to have your own charter. He may not be as receptive to the idea as I am.
Yes, sir.
It will take time to put this into his mind that it's for the best.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening, boys.
You as well.
All right. So you get up.
I'll excuse myself.
Give me a composure roll.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
Oh no.
You literally just get up out of the chair and run for the elevator. Start tapping the button. You just hear the seneschal go, his own charter. The prince is like, hey, if he could pull it off, he just needs to learn to control the hunger. Seneschal's like, yes, he does. He's very much like his sire. All right. So, ding, the elevator comes up. Hold the gate closed. Go down. All right, the elevator goes down. As it goes down floor by floor, you just keep tapping the button. Like, you just keep going at it. All right. So, ding, opens up to the lobby. Boom. Door opens. Give me a composure check to not fall on the first fucking person you see. You got a bestial failure for hunger, dude. You better roll, because you're about to dive on the first person you can see.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget, you've got fucking, like, Alley Cat as your predator, so you can just... Anyone you can beat the shit out of and grab and just feed from.
Oh, it's a 7.
Alright, you managed to control yourself enough to not just grab at the first person. What are you doing? You give me a wits plus investigation.
1, 2, 3, investigation 2.
Come back in.
That was 2 zeros.
Oh, wow, really?
So 4.
Alright, so not only do you
6,
see a
5,
very
5.
dark, empty alleyway to the side, but there are people just walking around. Do you want to try to help him?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Where is? I guess if anything, where's? I guess want to find one of them. Just find them.
Just people just walking by.
Yeah.
I mean, not too many. We'll say like one every, every 30 seconds someone kind of walks by.
Okay. Do you still have? Is it raining still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Umbrella. Excuse me. I guess I'll use awe because I don't think that needs to.
How does it work?
I think that one just is free.
Thunder presence.
I know I wrote it down. It's 266. Presence.
Sorry for the delay, everybody. We're just looking this up to make sure he's got the right discipline level and the right cost.
Okay, so
Reading's hard.
cost free.
Cost free. Okay, how's it work?
Anyone in the presence of the vampire finds their attention inexplicably drawn to them. Those listening to the vampire speak might suddenly agree on subjects where once held different viewpoints. While this power doesn't cause rapid infatuation, it is still strong enough to sway the mind of most mortals.
All right, so it's really not enough to do what you're trying to do. I mean, it would attract them to you, I guess.
That's all I need.
All right, so some woman's like, "Yes, what's wrong? What can I do for you?"
Well, gonna try this one again.
Somebody loves Dominic.
Yes, I do.
Told you it's good. Dominate's fun.
Yeah. I'm just gonna use dominate.
Okay. Do you even have to roll?
Is she unaware?
Yeah, she doesn't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Does it cost anything?
It's the.
I think you got to roll
Forget is free. It's.
Yeah, but you're not using forget.
Yeah, it's mesmerize.
Roll it, baby.
Roll it.
Oh!
1. So I just fail.
It failed, and you get a hunger die.
Okay.
So now you're up to 2. No, you got 1. You got 1 hunger die.
Okay.
All right. She's like, "Why are you telling me to get? I gotta go." And she turns and starts to walk away quick. Give me a composure roll.
Oh God.
I'm gonna go big.
All right, she. We got a bestial failure.
Back-to-back failures.
5. What page was it for me?
Was it like 208 or something? Yeah, 208. What'd you get, a 5? Dominance.
Oh man. Oh, this is gonna be really funny.
What happened? Where? Oh, dominance.
Oh, this is gonna be so bad.
Oh
Oh no.
no. Oh no is right. I got a headache. I got a headache and.
Hurry up, Lenny. It's gonna be funny.
For you.
Yeah. You wait. All right.
Oh man.
So the woman goes, "I gotta go," and you go, "Hey!" and you grab her arm and you go, "The fuck you do!" and you literally rip her arm off in front of like in the middle of the street, and then you just grab her by her shirt and throw her into the alley, and you just jump on top of her, beat her with her own arm like 5 times, and then you just throw your teeth into the gaping hole of her shoulder and just start sucking in, pouring blood all over your face.
And-
Odds or evens?
How could this get any worse? Odds.
Oh, really? Some woman walks by, she's like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" And she just sees this dude. He's got one arm still holding up like this as he sucks out of her shoulder. And she's just like, "Ah!" Like, normally the vampire kiss, like, gives you with, like, ecstasy and, like, an orgasmic sort of rush. Not right now. Her arm's ripped off.
Wait, hold on a second. Do I have Rouse reroll? Did I get anything from draining that guy?
What do you mean?
There's a Rouse reroll.
You didn't offer that, no.
Okay.
I forget what it was I was going to give you,
Okay.
but no. So that woman's just like, "Oh my god!" And she's just looking down the alley at him just feasting. What are you doing? The good news is, by the way,
I'm not hungry anymore.
you're not hungry anymore. Are you draining her dry? Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
I'm going to give you a choice. So the other one you got, so you already got hunger. And this time you got dominance, which is the blood urges its host to come out on top, to own, and to establish dominance. This compulsion drives a vampire not only to excel, but to revel in it, taunting the weak and challenging the strong. Which is why you ripped off her arm and beat her with it, even though you didn't have to. And then you started feeding.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Just, like, I guess in a pansy, like, almost panicked. Like, oh my god, miss, we need to get... Forget.
You have forget?
Yeah!
All right.
Just roll it. Oh my god, miss, you need to get... Forget.
All right. How does that work?
It's free.
Okay, but
By uttering the phrase "forget," the user can make the dominated victim forget the current moment as well as the last few minutes, enough to mask a superficial feeding or chance meeting. No new memories are formed, and if pressed, the victim realizes they have a few minutes missing.
all right. So she goes, It just turns and walks away. She just turns and walks away. You finish feeding. She's very dead. But I got bad news for you, buddy. You just got a stain on your soul. What are your convictions? What's the third one?
Oh no! Oh no!
And you've done it twice.
I ain't killed
Yup.
2 women tonight.
What?
Shit! You asshole!
You knew what it was. You even did the relative tree.
You think Oz will give me a refund on the book? Oh my god, I forgot about that.
So as we end this scene, it is Brad, ironically, protecting his enforcer from getting caught for breaching the masquerade.
Lenny,
It is
I had to get wet for you.
Lenny coated in blood, a dead body at his feet in the alley. And at the beginning of our next session, we'll explain what damage has been done to Lenny's character's soul.
All of it!
Because
All of it!
because his third conviction is never harm a woman. And so far he punched one and broke her neck, and now he ripped off this one's arm and devoured her. So next time on the Bosch Pit, crime and punishment.
I killed my GM!
Thank you for listening. Have a good night.